This here is from People. Palace denies Prince Harry informed them about Canada trip, but his team says he did. Let's see what we got. Details surrounding Prince Harry's recent trip to Canada are being disputed by Buckingham Palace despite pushback from Harry's team. Harry kicked off a trip centered around events commemorating Remembrance Day in Toronto early this month. Remembrance Day is the British equivalent of Veterans Day in the US. Okay, nice to know. Now, people understand that Harry's trip to Canada caught Palace aides by surprise, despite Harry's team saying it had informed them. Looks like we got a little bit of he said, she said, and they both say one thing and can't agree. When Harry's team announced the trip on November 3rd, just as Prince William touched down in Rio for his Earthshot Prize Week, they indicated that Royal Communications staff had been informed in advance. However, Palace aides say they were caught off guard by the announcement. Earlier this year, Harry reportedly offered to share his official schedule with the royal family in what appeared to be an olive branch gesture amid continued tensions. I seem to remember that. The plan would provide transparency and help avoid conflicts between Harry and Meghan Markle's public outings and the British royal family's engagements, and therefore claims of trying to overshadow each other. All right, you know what? It makes sense. I mean, if they both don't want this news about who's overshadowing who, it might be good to coordinate a little bit and have events a little spread apart if possible, I guess depending on the magnitude of the event. Like if Prince William takes a piss at a public park and Harry plays Nintendo Switch that day, I guess they don't have to coordinate. But if there's some, major thing going on, if I were them and we were talking about things, yeah, I guess that would be a good idea. William and Harry's relationship is strained amid a rift that became public when Harry and Meghan stepped back from their royal duties in 2020 and moved to California. The divide deepened after the couple's 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Netflix docuseries, and Harry's best-selling book, Spare. I would think no shit on that. I don't know what happened. Maybe the royals are not the best people. Maybe they deserved some things Harry said or whatnot. But coming from your own family member, I could totally understand why they'd be pissed at him and why it's considered distasteful for a lot of people. Family is the one thing you're really supposed to stick by, unless I guess there's some heinous crime committed. You gotta report it, even if it's a family member, but even then, you kind of understand why people don't rat out their own siblings and kids and things. It's like the one realm where you're like, yeah, this is terrible, but they're family. I understand it. So to just, spill a bunch of family secrets, pretty distasteful. Harry had a groundbreaking meeting with the royal brother's father, King Charles, in September, spending time together in person for the first time in 19 months. A former royal aide told People the reunion was a massive step in the right direction. It seemed positive to me. I didn't hear huge details, but it seemed somewhat positive. It was pretty short, I hear, 45 minutes or something. The mixed messaging between Prince Harry and the palace comes after the Duke of Sussex and Meghan faced controversy surrounding their attendance at Kris Jenner's James Bond-themed 70th birthday. Yeah, I heard that some pictures were deleted with Meghan and Kim Kardashian, which they actually mention here. I think I actually made a video on it. I forget. I make so many videos. Seems like they probably went in maybe half-ass invited or non-invited or whatnot, but I can't imagine things went well behind the scenes if Kim didn't want to be seen with them on Instagram. Or at least she changed her mind quickly about it. They say Paris Hilton was there, Mariah Carey, Vin Diesel, Jeff Bezos. Right, it was Bezos' house. Right, okay, whatever, but none of them were too happy to be seen with you-know-who and you-know-who. But that's alright, we know they want their privacy. I cut out a few comments, but the slideshow got a little messed up, so I'm only left with this one. The British royal family is not bothered by what Harry does. That's why his PR team plans stories in media stating that the British royal family is bothered. This is basic PR. Yeah, could be. Some other person was saying that imagine being a 40-year-old man and having to tell your parents and your family what you do all the time. Well, he's not just a normal, everyday 40-year-old man. He's going to be left tens of millions of dollars, assuming they could keep him in the will. I think they can. I don't know. But, theoretically, and he's part of a cultural royal family. So he's not just like some 40-year-old dude who's, father's calling them, what are you doing? What time are you getting to work? What time does your shift end at the factory? Come on. Just saying. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subbed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.